Hey everybody, Jack Malice here. Hate to interrupt your normally scheduled Preacher cast that should be here right now that y'all should be watching, but due to some scheduling conundrums and some illnesses, we're going to go and do something different tonight, and you get to see my face.
Hey, again, it's been a while.
It's been a while. Been a while. Let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and talk about the CW 20 fall lineup, and we're going to have a little what's up, what we're expecting for next, and what our hopes and dreams are, and the Miss Powerfully, Wonderfully, Super Hoovy and Freak is going to lead us all through that.
Yeah, we're going to try. We are going to try. This is going to be a little freeform. Might do a little popcorn nothing. Style. But again, apologies for the No Preacher. We will be doing that tomorrow. So don't think that it's not going to be here this week. It is coming. It's just going to be tomorrow because we need our beloved app Mess 5150 here to lead us through some Preacher, and also the Big Papa Matt. We need the beard.
And Beacon, if we can get him to put the collar back on.
And yeah, Beacon, if we can get him healthy. He's run himself a little bit ragged getting that new job taken care of. So, but anyways, we're basically just here to spitball some ideas on what we think might be coming for some of our favorite CW shows that are coming up. Because believe it or not, I know it's October seems like it's a long time away, but it's really not. It's coming up in less than 2 months. So
we're already almost done with August.
I know. So, I mean, we got September, then we got October, and thank God, because the Supernatural fandom and the hiatus, it kind of drives me a little nuts. We get some scary memes, we get some scary videos, and so now is that time where it's like, okay, we need the shows to come back. So anyways, like you saw, we've got the lovely producer, we've got @Jack Malice with us, and we've got IC Zorro. So what are I think we know what Jack is looking forward to coming back the most.
Gee, let's see here. What's behind him on the wall?
The flash kind of gives it away there, but what have you heard? God. Yeah, what have you heard coming for the upcoming season?
Oh, are we going to start with the Flash? Are we going to start with the Flash and move on?
We are going to start with the Flash. Oh, we could start with Supergirl, because the order of the lineup, if you guys don't know, it's Monday Supergirl, Tuesday Flash,
and Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. That's right. I forgot that was on Tuesdays as well. Wednesday is Dynasty and Riverdale, and then Thursday is Arrow and Supernatural. This lineup.
So Thursday is my favorite night right now.
All right, so I guess I'll take Supergirl unless either of you. We all know Jack loves Supergirl. It's his favorite. Absolute.
I sat through and I watched the episodes, but we all know how I feel about Superman, and she's too close to the same IP. So therefore, I just kind of like.
I feel like she's a bit of a better character than Clark. I remember back when we used to work together, we used to give that one kid crap all the time about how much he loved Superman, the overrated Invincible Boy Scout. But I feel like Kara has got more character depth to her.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. She's got more depth, and I like the show.
And I love that actress.
Only Superman in there, and I just want to turn my eyeballs out.
Yeah. To be fair, luckily he's not in it a whole lot. I think he's been in a total of 3 episodes,
if that.
3, maybe 4 episodes out of the 2. And he got his butt kicked in a couple of those episodes by Supergirl. So that was a little kind of satisfying to see.
Well, she is the older cousin.
Taken down, and
she is the older cousin, you know.
I quite honestly, I don't know where they're going in season 3. They took down.
Remind me where they left off.
They took down Mon-El's parents, who had been leading the Daxam army that's now been repelled. She's dead. He has had to flee Earth because they poisoned the atmosphere against the Daxams, and that's essentially where you leave it. She's heartbroken. The sister gets proposed to, and Lena Luthor has, I think, gone off to work with her mother again, the mother that she hates. So that's kind of where they left off season 2.
I will tell you that I do like certain aspects of the show. I like how it's more freeform with the character interaction and whatnot, that they seem to be. I dislike shows that are progressive for the sake of being progressive, and it's a very progressive show and it does it well. That's one thing I do enjoy about Supergirl. Other than that, I just an IP, so
I just don't know the show that well. I think I've seen a handful of episodes at this point. It's one that I need to sit down and watch more to catch up before the season starts.
It does have some really good points, and it's got some really good drama, but it's not The Flash, and it's not Arrow, and it's not Legends of Tomorrow. Mm-hmm. It's the only comic book show that the CW had to offer. It was the only DC offering that they had. It wouldn't be there. The only reason it stays there is because there are so many fans. It's part of the family. It's part of the family. It's part of the Arrowverse, and it gets propped up by the other shows.
It definitely does. I don't think on its own, I don't think it would stand on its own. It needs the tie-ins from the other.
There's a reason it was taken off of network.
Exactly. There is a reason it was taken off of network. And I think it was good that it got picked up by the CW, because I think that gave it some openings to get better.
Oh yeah, and the tie-ins and the crossovers. I know I've said this many times that I hate musical episodes. I despise them. Yeah. I despise them. But the Flash Supergirl crossover musical episode was not the worst. It's not the worst I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
It was actually very entertaining. I mean, I was greatly surprised by the amount of characters that sang well. Because we all know the two leads can sing. I mean, Grant Gustin and Melissa Benoist, they were on Glee for a reason.
Absolutely.
The show may have sucked, but the singing was great. And we knew that Victor Garber could sing, as he sang on Legends of Tomorrow a few times.
I love Victor Garber. I love him.
But the highlight for me for that, the only thing I truly enjoyed was hearing Barrowman sing.
John Barrowman was amazing. Him and Iris's dad, because I can never remember that actor's name.
That's gonna bother me because I can't remember it either.
I cannot for the life of me
Joe
remember
West, but I can't remember the name.
But Joe West, but he actually busted out, and
he's got that the baritone, that resonating baritone. It doesn't surprise me that he can sing well.
So that was quite impressive. I'm not gonna lie, I downloaded the soundtrack on Spotify and I play it sometimes on the car to work.
Jesse Elmore. His name is Jesse.
There you go.
And my God, Beth's here with us tonight, and she's with me on hating the musical episodes.
She does. I can't even get her on.
Have you never seen Once More with Feeling? I mean, come on.
She has. I can't get her to watch it again.
Oh, I literally have a Pandora channel on my phone based off of Once More with Feeling. I love that show.
It's on my Spotify as well. Sometimes it plays after Metallica, which is a little bit weird, but I just roll with it. So anyways, that's what. So we
don't really have any predictions for Supergirl.
No. The only thing that we know for sure is that her dad is going to play, her actual father is going to play a bigger role, Dean Cain, coming back. So that I'm excited about because I love Dean Cain. And then there's going to be issues with her sister and that relationship because Maggie. What is her Alex proposed to her girlfriend Maggie at the end, and supposedly Maggie is not going to be there the whole season. She's going to be written off the show. So obviously that spells doomed relationship. So I'm like, well, thank you for spoiling that. You could have at least left that in some kind of suspense. And we're assuming, actually, I forgot that Mon-El apparently got sucked into some black hole. So he may have been captured. Yeah, because he had to flee Earth. And as he was going, it looked like there was a big old Romulan type black hole opening up in front of him, and he gets sucked in. I know, right?
Romulan black hole, huh?
Romulan black hole.
Reject black holes, but that's okay.
But you know that big opening that comes out right before the ship comes out and destroys everything. That's what it looked like. It looked like that opening. So I was like, is the Romulan ship coming through? Is he going to get destroyed? And then he gets sucked in, and I'm like, oh, all right. So he could be dead. He could be captured. They may have to go save him. We don't know.
Okay. So what's our next show? Now
we go to The Flash.
Oh, okay. Oh my God.
Get it.
You guys remember how it finished last season? Or do you guys remember?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I think I forgot. It ended happy, right? Everyone got their happy ending.
Everybody's happy. We're all dancing in the streets.
Yeah. Everything was solved.
No. Well, I have a great deal of fear actually for this next season because of all the stuff I've been reading and all the little. Oh, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. There's lots of talk that the Rebirth series, the Rebirth comic book line, if everybody's not familiar with it, that's the current DC line, is going to start bleeding over into season 4, and I'm not really looking forward to.
What does that mean?
Well, they're alluding to the Black Flash / Black Runner storyline,
Right?
kind of bleeding into it.
Because we haven't had enough bad Flashes yet.
Well,
Okay.
in that storyline, Barry becomes the Black Flash, the Black Runner,
Sure.
and they don't really cover it.
Bad, or
Well, see, they don't really cover it in the show. They put the Black Flash as the defender of the Speed Force in the show, but in the comics, that's not what he is. The Black Flash is Death. It's the incarnation of Death for speedsters, because the speedsters are so fast they can literally outrun Death. So Death had to find a way to catch them. So that was the birth of the Black Flash.
Isn't that what the half-decayed speedster was in?
Yeah, that's the Black Flash.
Yeah.
And in the show, he's the defender of the Speed Force, or one of the defenders of the Speed Force. But in the comic books, the Black Flash is the incarnation of Death for speedsters. So if the Black Flash catches you, you die. And because regular Death is too slow to catch speedsters, they can literally outrun Death.
Yeah.
So in the comics, he becomes, and I'm dumbing it way down because there's a lot that's covered in the comics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm condensing it down as much as I can. In the comics, he emerges from the Speed Force as the Black Flash, and he runs around hunting other speedsters to bring Death to the other speedsters. So that's something I don't want to see in the TV show. I didn't like the comic storyline. I didn't like it at all. But
is that what had been killed in the Legends when?
That's sort of what I was asking. Like, isn't that what the half-decayed speedster that was chasing down Thawne was?
That was what they killed.
Yeah,
and they killed him. They killed him in the
Flash too, right?
The Flash too, but he's the incarnation of Death, so the incarnation of Death can't die. Really?
Okay.
But
well, ask Supernatural about that.
Well, that was the point of the comic series, is they killed him in the comic series, and somebody had to fill the shoes. So guess who filled the shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
So you think that's what they have him doing while he's in the Speed Force? He's going to become that.
Well, I'm hoping that's not what they decided to do.
Yeah.
I want to go a completely different direction, but there's a lot of articles, a lot of and a couple of actors have stated that season 4 is going to fall more in line with Rebirth, and that was big storylines in Rebirth. There's other ones, and I'm hoping they go with those instead of the Black Flash one.
What storyline would you like to see, Tim? What would be your ideal season 4 for that show?
I would like them to stay away from the comics, to be totally honest, because I read the comics religiously, and I don't want to see the same thing in the show that I'm reading in the comics.
So you feel like it'd be a corruption of the material, or you just want new ideas?
I want new. I mean, I've already read the comic. I've already absorbed it and torn it apart in my mind and
Sure.
whatnot. I like new stuff. That's one of the reasons I have that bittersweet love with Flashpoint. It's the story line that's told over and over and over again in Flash comics, over and over again. And when they were going to do it as part of the show, I'm like, oh my God, another Flashpoint reboot. We're going to do Flashpoint again. But they did it so well that I'm like, oh my God, I love this. Sorry.
Right on.
Okay. Well, I kind of would like to see him get away a little bit from Flashpoint. Not that it's not good. It's just I would like to see them almost get back to what they were doing in season 1 a little bit, which was more her monster of the week, but where it didn't have that huge overarching plot line like season 3 did.
I like a big overarching storyline. What I would like to see them stop doing is have Barry mess with the timeline consistently. Well, you can only go back to that well so many times. Yeah, exactly. But he's done it since season 2. Yeah.
They led up to Flashpoint. They did it in Flashpoint. It's been a reoccurring thing. What I would really like to see is myself personally, a more developed relationship. Well, first off, I'd like to see Barry grow into being the Flash of the comics, not this teenaged or late 20 angsty. I'm not good enough. I make mistakes.
Yeah.
I want the Flash of the comics, the hero that can outrun death, the hero that has a sense of humor and is never beaten down and always has hope because he has Iris West, who is his rock and his pillar. And I'd like to see that relationship grow and then actually develop it, and it be less of a prop for the show to, oh, she's the damsel in distress. No, she's the hero now. She's the damsel in distress. She's the hero now. And it's like, yes. Candace Patton.
Mm-hmm. Patton. Yeah, Candace
She's an amazing actor. And she plays the gibberish that they give her every once in a while so well that it's like, yeah, you can write crap and she's still going to make it look good. But I want to see more of a real adult relationship with them.
Sure.
And him become the real hero that the Flash is, because the Flash is a really underrated hero in media. They just kind of crutch it up on the fact he runs fast and he's the red guy that stands behind Superman.
Yeah. But he is so much more than that. Just like Aquaman, he's so much more than what you are portraying him as. So hopefully they will get him to where he needs to be this season. I'm looking forward to it, though. I think it's one of the ones I'm more excited about. Just from the teaser trailers alone, just seeing everyone work together, seeing Caitlin back, and not in her Killer Frost persona. Seeing,
although she's
Cisco.
so hot with the white hair and the blue eyes, it just kills me.
Yeah, and, it's awesome. I love the white hair.
Danielle Panabaker, so good.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to see how they get him out of the Speed Force, why they get him. I mean, obviously, you know that they want him back, but like, why are they actually pulling him back out against all the things that they said they weren't going to do?
And how are they going to get around the fact that the universe is supposedly going to collapse if there's not a speedster in there?
Exactly. So are they transferring out again? Did they find another speedster? I mean, speedsters seem to be popping up all over the place, so maybe they're going to transfer.
I didn't want to bring this up because I hope that this is what I really hope. The Speed Force in the comics isn't a living thing so much as it grows from Barry itself. And the faster he runs and the more he runs, the stronger the Speed Force gets, and all the speedsters of the multiverse get their energy and power from the Speed Force. But the more he runs, the stronger the Speed Force gets. So if they kind of go into that line of it and they start feeding off of that, maybe that's how they get him out, and that's how the Speed Force stays stable, and that's what they're going to go into. That's in with Rebirth, but that's just me hoping way too entirely much. They're not going to give me that. So, but if you don't make us change topics and go to the next show, Super, I'm going to talk about Flash for the next 2 hours.
I know. I was just going to say, I think this is a good segue to jump back in over to Legends. Left off season 2. Talking about effing up the timeline. All right. It's not just Barry's specialty anymore. It's the Legends. All right. They have completely effed up the timeline by killing Thawne in the past.
By killing
they did.
So many Thawnes.
So many Thawnes all over the place, freaking bringing all the team back to life. And they're in, I don't even remember, New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, one of the big cities. There's both skyscrapers and jungle and dinosaurs running around.
As long as friggin' Grodd isn't there, I'll be okay.
I'm like, I don't think we're going to get Grodd. I don't think we're going to quite get that crossover.
Well, I'm just waiting for a good Solomon Grundy. I don't care which show he shows up, be it in Arrow or
what wasn't there? Wasn't there was a foreshadowing that Grundy's going to be there at some point in one of those shows, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yes, there was. Lord knows I cannot remember which show.
I can't remember which one either.
But Mest is in the chat channel now too, and he's bringing up that the Thinker is going to be part of the Flash. He's going to be the Thinker is the rumored big villain. So,
but
he also said we're going to have Katie Sackhoff and Danny Trejo in this season as well.
Danny Trejo.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Pretty happy.
That actually is pretty awesome.
Anytime I get Starbuck, I'm happy.
And so anyways, some cast rumors.
Am I weird to like Danny Trejo better than Katie?
No.
Tortuga?
Maybe a little. I mean, actor-wise, no, I think I prefer him too. But if you're going based off looks, then yes.
No, I just think.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Machete? I love him.
Machete don't text.
Yes, Machete. I love that. I love that movie. It's so good.
As much as I love Legends, I don't know that there was enough for me to really grip onto to hope a lot for this season. Yes, they've destroyed the timeline. There's well, for them anyway, there's hope of repairing. We know we've got ripped back. I don't have a lot of predictions for it. It can go in any direction.
I'm torn on Legends right now. I like the show. I like the premise. I like a lot of the actors, but when they killed my boy Captain Cold, I'm like,
yeah.
But the thing is that they haven't eliminated his character, but with flashbacks and jumping to the past,
They brought him back a few times now.
He still gets to be there. So, okay, he may not be in every episode, which kind of sucks, but
or just mixed delusions. Yeah,
exactly. So he still feels like part of the show to me, which is kind of cool. They got him. Those whole delusions things, and then the one time he was actually real, and he still thought it was a delusion, and it cost them big in the second season. That was cool. It was horrible, but it was cool.
My favorite thing about Legends is that to me it feels like the most popcorn of all the CW DC shows.
I can see that.
You don't have to be super invested in the storyline. They jump from era to era. They're doing crazy stuff all over the place.
But yet,
they're fighting Nazis or they're fighting future bad guys, whatever. Yeah. It's just you can kind of jump in wherever. I love that.
But it also you can't stop eating.
No, exactly.
You can't stop eating the popcorn.
Yeah, you can't stop eating.
And you're going to feel kind of sick afterwards. Yeah.
All I know is that it's supposed to, from what cast have been saying, the interviews and given is they're trying to not revamp it, but they're trying to give it a new look with the third season. So, not really sure what that's going to entail as of yet. But
are they revamping Gideon?
I hope. Gideon's not the issue.
No.
The issue is just trying to get the cohesive plot lines together, because I think they tried to do just a little bit too much in season 2. It got too big.
It's such a big cast of characters. They have to find something for everyone to do.
Well, exactly. it's odd because it's kind of an ensemble piece.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In a TV show that's a serialized TV show.
Serial TV shows, you generally have an A plot, a B plot, sometimes a C plot. When you have 8 main characters, you need more than that, and it's hard to keep them all interesting.
Yeah, and so
I am wondering if they're going to trim some of the characters this season, not death necessarily, just I know you like the but I am wondering if they're going to trim some of the cast and just try and get it back down to the core group that it was in season 1.
Yeah. Well, in the chat channel, Mest said the actress playing the new version of Vixen says, "Yeah, I think you may have sort of touched on this. Feels like a new show." So let's see what comes. I'm excited for it.
But that's the one that I had the highest hopes for, just based off where they left it, to go in and go like, oh, okay, this could be a whole new, because I still love Ray Palmer. I still love Sarah Lance. I still love Captain Hunter.
Absolutely.
And obviously Firestorm, even though I'm not big on the little kid because he's kind of a snot nose sometimes. I love him enough to put up with them, with Victor Garber running the other half.
Honestly, as much as I love the show, I got to go to our Amazon link and buy the latest season again, just because I need to refresh myself on this stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
I've already got all the Flash previous seasons, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, I can't use the Amazon links, but everybody else can. So
it's worth it to go. You do get some good stuff off those links. And now jumping to the next show, we don't actually know when this one's going to air, and we don't know what night it's going to air on. But iZombie season 4.
Oh yeah.
Some good stuff from what Rob Thomas has been coming out saying about that. It's going to be, it's still going to be Living Clive. So it could be a little buddy deal, but they're still going to be solving crimes. It's just going to be Liv is out in the open. The zombies, The zombies are out in the open. They're going to
Because
have zombie
Discovery Day has
hangouts.
happened. Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently they're letting them be their thing in Seattle, and humans can live there if they want to.
Zombie Haven.
Yeah,
And
zombie
it's Zombie
utopia.
Haven. The only thing that's frowned upon is it feels very 60s, where it's like human and zombie relations. No, 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 no. So
Well, I mean,
Segregation, different water fountains.
yeah, exactly.
I kind of think that that's kind of what they're going for. You know what I mean? They're trying to tell a story through allegory there. Super. I mean, that's kind of the point of the show. I mean, zombies have been an allegory for many, many things, in many different genres. Natural disaster, blah, blah, blah. They take terrible topics that are people don't want to touch and talk about and don't feel comfortable with, and they wrap it in this weird science fiction or horror or whatever, and they talk about it without talking about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, and okay, so something that Beth brought up in the chat: have they done a musical yet? As Super responded, not a true musical. Some of the characters have sang. My personal view is that Rob Thomas is probably my favorite second showrunner after Joss.
Yes.
So if he can find a way to do a true musical episode, I'm absolutely sure that I will love it. Sorry.
They're it's going to happen because they're going to eat the brains of like a rock band or a musical group, and they're just going to be busting out.
It's a plausible setup.
Yeah.
What ruined musical episodes for me was Scrubs. Okay.
Oh yeah, Scrubs was a little tough. I'm not gonna lie. I try and give everyone a shot, but I haven't been able to rewatch the Scrubs musical. But this one, I mean, I personally found it the episode where Major ate the brains of the little girl or the teenage girl, and he's busting out I don't remember, Katy Perry or Taylor Swift or something. He's holding the pillow and he's rocking out like a teenage girl, and he played it so well. I'll give that actor credit.
That actor. I
don't always like his story sometimes with what they do, but that he plays everything very well.
I would disagree. We've had this argument before. I don't know if it's the actor or the character itself, but Major Lillywhite, I hate the character, and I can't stand.
I think it stems from the name.
I think it stems from the name, and I think it's just a character, because I don't love the character either. He drives me up a wall 90% of the time. But
he's a Boy Scout that occasionally, goes out kidnapping people.
Yeah, but I'll give the props to the actor.
It feels really flat to me. The character feels flat to me, and I don't know if it's because the actor isn't playing it well, or if I just don't like the character. You know what I mean? I'll be honest.
I'm not sure that I like the whole setup of the character, the ex-boyfriend or ex-fiance of the main character who's just hanging around. Like, they're still fantastic friends with everybody. He's Ravi's roommate now. I don't know. I think the actor is doing a fantastic job with the material he's given. I honestly blame the writers on that.
Well, all I got to say is, people may look at me funny about this, but Clive is my favorite character.
No.
Oh, for sure.
Him and Raj.
Clive Babineau. Ravi,
sorry. Not Raj.
He's good too, but
I'm thinking Big Bang here. Sorry.
Clive is a Flash fan, so Clive likes the Flash, so he gets big points with me there. And two, the Dungeons and Dragons episode just cracked me up.
That was so great.
Oh wow!
We didn't even have to eat
what Mester said in the chat, said in an interview, it was said that now every detective on the police force will be working with the zombie at the beginning of the season. So they're all going to be eating brains of dead people to figure out what's going on.
You're never going to get to hide. You're never going to get to hide now as a villain. You're outed. The zombies are going to out you.
Well, no, at this point, if you have to kill somebody, you have to burn their brain.
Ah, that's true too. Yeah. Interesting.
Anyway, what do we got next?
I think we could skip the Dynasty and the
Riverdale. Yeah.
Riverdale. None of us.
I do recommend watching Riverdale. I've caught about half the season. I like it so far. I just haven't been able to finish the second half of season 1.
I do
find it very entertaining.
Half the reviews I've heard are that it's a great show. The other half are that it's terrible. Don't watch it. I don't. I'd have to judge for myself.
Yeah, but Dynasty, I don't watch that one, so I apologize to anyone who's a Dynasty fan. Yeah. But moving on to Thursday nights, the best night.
Well, all along we just had Nightblood join us in the chat channel. Good night, Nightblood. Haven't seen you for a while. I don't know if we can do a reaction video. Win Slim Highlights joined us as well. Ask us to do a reaction video to some other video. We'll have to check it out. Mest will have to take a look at it and see if that's something we're interested in doing. But otherwise, no promises. Go ahead. Sorry, Super.
Thursday nights, the best nights. You get
Yes.
Arrow, season 6 now, right? We're in season 6.
Good Lord, we're already to 6.
Oh, man. And then
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
it is insane. I can't believe it's been 6 years.
Especially considering the fact that the flashbacks were 5 years ago when the show started. So
Well, here's to hoping, praise to whatever, blessings to whatever, that we don't get any more flashbacks. They were entertaining, the Lian Yu, but I'm hoping that with the island blown up,
yes, please stop.
It's moving on, and just that time is gone. It's done. We've learned all we can from his time over there. Let's focus on the now, and we don't know still
Live
who's
in the
alive.
now, man.
We only know
It's just amazing how much he accomplished in his time marooned by himself.
He was on that island for roughly 3 months out of those 5 years. Come on.
Yeah, it's like what the. Anyways, I wish Beacon was with us tonight because he's got some really great theories on what's going to happen, and he was talking to me about them the other day, and I can't do him justice. But
relay the general facts if you can. What do you think is happening in this upcoming season?
I really don't. I don't follow it like Beacon does. I watch it to talk to my buddy.
First of all, how many people do you think actually died on the island?
There are going to be some deaths.
There's going to be
we
some.
Definitely know. We definitely know those 3 people locked up in the cages dead.
Sure.
Done.
Yeah, but I mean, main characters wise, they're talking about the Barrowman. Malcolm Merlin. He died in the fight, not the explosion, is what they're leading to. But there's some talk and some rumors that Malcolm might show up again. So
it seems more like
that's got me like, if I could have anything, that's what I would want, because you can't have Arrow without Malcolm Merlin. That's like having Batman without the Joker.
That seems like more of a flashback kind of thing, though. Like if he died on there, they could still have him on the season, just in memories, like back in training for what's it called, or yeah.
But Malcolm Merlin is the Joker of Arrow.
That's true.
So I mean, it's like you wouldn't have a Batman TV show and then kill the Joker off and then he'd be permanently gone.
Oh, I have a side question about Joker origin movie coming up, but anyway, that's later.
Yeah. So, but Mest was, or not Mest, excuse me. Beacon was talking about how he thinks that there's going to be a lot of relationship development with the Arrow's son, and that what's his name? God, Mr. Night at the Roxbury.
Adrian Chase.
Yeah, Adrian Chase. Got
Chris Kattan.
I have to say I would like some of that, but I don't want the whole season to be of that. I don't want it a father. I mean, we just got rid of his father issues, again, blowing up on the island, so I don't need a new set of father issues. I do want to point out, though, that Mest again brought up Michael Emerson. For any Michael Emerson fans out there,
God, yes,
he's going to be one of the new villains of the season.
Ben Linus, so good.
So excited about that.
Any
because
Lost
he's
fans
awesome.
should be rejoicing right now.
A person of interest. He is. I mean, he's kind of weird. He's kind of creepy.
He's the best calm, creepy actor in TV.
He works. And if they ever reboot Hannibal Lecter and Silence of the Lambs, that's who should play.
For sure.
I actually don't know if that's the case. If Person of Interest is not coming back because he's going to be in this role, because he won't be in every episode of Arrow. The villains never are. And so while he may be talked about, he may only be in like 3 or 4 episodes. So he still could be doing Person of Interest.
Exactly.
I honestly don't know. I would have to Google that. But I didn't hear anything about Person of Interest being canceled. So
nor have I. But what you're saying is exactly right. A recurring role does not mean that your schedule is booked up the whole season. He could totally still, if he's willing to push himself, he could totally star in his own show and be a recurring character on another one.
Exactly, because you know what?
Love Michael Emerson. If he's going to be on air on this, I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, Nightblood is bringing up in the chat channel that we should watch the 100. To be honest, I have watched it. I've watched most of it. I kind of fell off on it last season because you know, I had choices. It's not a bad show. I kind of enjoyed it, but it's one of those guilty pleasures. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard it's good, and it's on my list of things to watch because everyone, whenever I say I need a new show to watch, they're like, "Oh, do you watch Outlander and the 100?" Those are the two that get thrown at me the most, Outlander and 100. So I'm like, I think I'd rather watch 100 and then maybe watch Outlander.
I have not seen either. So you're giving me new gold.
So that will definitely go on the list to watch. But I'm excited too because we know that Deathstroke's coming back. So if if I can't get some Malcolm this season, at least I got some Manu.
Manu is so good. I love that dude. Did either of you watch Jack? I'm pretty sure you watched Spartacus when we were working together.
Oh yeah,
because we were watching that in the lounge at work a lot.
Yeah. I watched multiple episodes at great length of that show, and I don't know. He kind of.
It's great seeing him as a different character now, not a different version of the dick that he is.
Well, I love his character. I love
Crixus.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't want to go into what I'm afraid of that the next season will be, and that's afraid that if I say it, I'm going to jinx myself. So.
You're going to make it come true. It's like talking about a perfect game.
Shall we leave it as the plot line that will not be named?
Well,
exactly.
I just have a feeling that they're going to kill Felicity off, and then
no, damn it, don't say it.
And the whole next season's going to be.
We don't need an Oliver grief season.
Gone.
Please no. Oliver does brooding well enough already. We don't need.
I mean, unless that's what's going to open up the door for a Black Siren.
Ooh.
Or Black Canary. No.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Well, no,
the Dark Laurel Lance, because that would then tie in with the comics of him being back with Laurel Lance.
But like Tim said on a preview on the Flash thing, I don't know that we need to revisit comic lines. Like I'd rather they write original material.
Yeah, that's
yes. I agree.
The big problem with comic book based shows and movies and IPs in general is you have to walk a balance between making the character recognizable enough to the comic fans and providing new material. Because if you're just going to rehash the comics, you're going to lose the comic fans because they're going to be like, I've already watched this. I've already read this.
Yeah. Right.
I already know how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get the fans that aren't comic fans that are like, oh, this is really, really cool.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. It looks like Mess says the main conflict for Arrow season 6, it's apparently going to be, what a shocker, a force from Oliver's past coming back to haunt him.
Who saw that coming?
Is it original? Is it original? I think it's original. Gay. Okay, it could still be good. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, come on. I'm like another one. Like, how many ghosts can this guy have from his past? How many people could he could have? You know what though? He's ticked off a good chunk of people between here and
everyone he's ever met is a ghost.
Asia and Russia, and I'm like, so he could have everyone. And let's say they didn't kill Felicity. She's gonna have those Russians coming after her, right? The Bratva.
Is there anybody, Oliver, that you've ever met that doesn't want to kill you within 6 months?
I think even Felicity's wanted to kill him at some point in time. So
frequently, yeah.
And then Mest also says people are assuming Richard Dragon is coming to Star City. I'm not familiar with that name. I
know the name, but I don't know the character well enough to talk about it.
I don't know the books.
That's a Beacon thing. I mean, really, yeah, we should probably move on because the next one is I'm gonna have to sit there and pull super back.
Let's get into it.
I won't go too long. Anyways, Supernatural is also debuting after Arrow.
Yes, it is on Thursdays.
Gets the primetime slot on Thursdays.
Yes.
And season 13, it's coming. We've got, like I said earlier, the hiatus is slowly driving the fans insane.
Absolutely.
The theories have been analyzed. I've actually had to mute because I am so tired of seeing the same theory rehashed 1,000 times.
You follow too many Supernatural fan groups on
You know,
Twitter. Problem.
I'll admit it right now. I've had to mute Super a couple times over the last couple months because I'm tired of hearing supernatural theories.
Yeah, it's there are so many. I mean, they analyze
Super. Every time I get on Twitter, my 5 biggest notifications are
yeah.
Supernatural Whovian Nut, or liked this. It's always Jared Padalecki, Mark
I'm
Shepard.
sorry.
No, I love it. I love it. They've got
you're
Misha
gonna
Collins.
See that, like,
I am so happy that I started following this show in the off season because I never watched the show before this previous season. I always figured, oh, it's a great show. I'll watch it. I'll binge it when it's done. And you know what? This last summer, I thought, you know what? I'm going to watch them all. And I sat down, I watched it. You and I had amazing conversations about the show over Messenger, and you kind of guided me through watching the show from season 1 all the way through season 12. I love this show.
And it's a ride.
It's a hell of a
but
ride.
Anybody that's wondering, you can always go ahead and check out malice-corp.com. She's always posting all kinds of crazy supernatural theories and whatnot on there.
And more will be coming to get ready for this next season.
If you just want to hear her off the spur of the cuff, you can check her out on Twitter at @SuperHoovianNut. She's always got crazy.
She's always got something to say. And honestly, if you want to do what I did and sit down and binge the whole thing, we got the Amazon link. You can get all of them. The show is freaking amazing. Like you think the first couple of seasons, it starts off just straight up horror.
Those are my favorite
horror episode of the week. Horror episode of the week.
Season
and then
2,
it just gets
especially.
Absolutely. And there's so many
the one with the dolls. Oh, that one still gives me the creeps.
The Bloody Mary episode.
The Bloody Mary
that was pretty scary.
Yeah, that was pretty scary.
But
I'm a pretty jaded guy. I'm pretty jaded. There's very few horror movies that can really bother me or scare me or spook me. But that episode.
Yeah.
That one, and there's so many me out with the mirror.
When I was first watching it, I remember calling out to Super Whovian over here. How many well-established actors that we know and love now are in all those episodes? Just start like they're one-off characters, and I
my personal favorite from the early cameos for just the one and done episodes.
Amy Acker for me.
Well, Amy Acker definitely, but actually, I was going to go with Linda Blair. In her episode, No Exit, with the ghost getting haunted by the ghost. And then when Dean's walking off camera,
Linda Blair?
That was Linda Blair. Yeah. When with the corrupt cop partner. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's why
there was a big deal that Linda Blair was coming back, was going to be on Supernatural.
Yeah, it was so awesome. That's why Dean had the parting line when he's walking off and he looks at Sam and he's like, Sam, do you feel like pea soup? I feel like some pea soup right now.
You got to remember, I didn't watch it when it was airing. I didn't know that.
Exactly. So I don't know actually if that's in the Netflix or not, because they do edit some stuff down for the Netflix. But there was the line in the original.
That's why you got to get it on Amazon.
That's why you got to go to Malice Corp and use the Amazon link and get it there, because then you get the full Monty.
The actual DVDs with the extras and all that stuff. Where did season 12 end?
With heartbreak and pain and tears and
fan uproar. Yeah.
So this season, as far as we know, is everyone is grieving. Dean has lost faith in everything. He thinks his mother is gone and dead. Cass is in angel purgatory, so to speak, and trying to get out of there. Jack is the Nephilim, and who has no clue what's going on with anything. So they're basically, he's like a clean slate. He's not good. He's not evil.
I was upset.
Jack. A different Jack.
Yeah.
Right.
The other Jack.
I was upset with how important, like the importance they gave to the concept of Nephilim when there was one already on the show that they killed. And she was a friggin' waitress.
And she was a waitress, and they killed. Supposedly they're abominations. They're not allowed in heaven.
So how did she make it to her early 30s as a waitress? And
I'm assuming with God gone and angels not coming down to earth, they really didn't give her rat's patootie. And they really didn't until, Metatron decided, hey, I'm going to kick everyone out of heaven. So I need
frickin' Marv.
Yeah. I know. And so, they're basically trying to teach this guy right from wrong. They,
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. I know you're doing it on purpose. You didn't mention the really important part from the last
well,
finale, because you don't.
I
Want
was
me
going to
going
lead
on.
up to that.
I know
There
that's
was.
why you're
I
not
was going to
mentioning
lead
it.
up to that. I just read an article today that Andrew Dabb, the showrunner, is teasing a new ruler in Hell. We don't know who it's going to be. I'm personally hoping for a coup by the recently departed Mr. Ketch to take over Hell as a demon,
I
and
hadn't
have
even
him
considered
back.
that.
Because I just love the actor, David Hayden Jones, and
Who doesn't? I
Who-
mean,
who
he's
is
a
a
fan.
gem?
He's a fan of us.
he is a
He
fan
is.
of us.
Yeah.
He he's so not like his character. I love any actor that can be so different from the characters that they play. And this guy is sadistic and a sociopath and just pure. I mean, he's just evil. That's all he is. He's just evil and no conscience, no soul. And so I think he would make a very interesting ruler of Hell.
An actual psychopath would be fantastic to watch. Like he's, I mean, we're all used to Crowley and his. Let's be honest, he was.
You said the name.
I know. He was never a good ruler. He wanted the power. He didn't want the mechanics of it.
No.
And Lucifer doesn't give a crap about the throne. He really doesn't. He just wants to be able to play in his own little world. So it'd be really interesting to see somebody that wants to actually get into the machinery and work it for their purposes in a good way.
That's what
For an evil way.
Crowley did. He worked it for his purposes because.
But he cared not for the machinery. He wanted no part of the actual process. I want to see somebody get in there and like dive into the details, but just make stuff an evil party.
Well,
Ketch could do that.
Yeah,
Ketch could do that. If we're not going to get him, we may get the last Prince of Hell, Asmodeus, come in and step in, because his sister's now dead. They killed Ramiel. I want to say his name was Raziel, something like that. IEL.
No.
I know it ended.
Raziel is from the vampire video games.
Oh, there you go. I think but Ramiel. So those two were dead, and he may just go like, you know what? Like maybe it's time for me to step out of the shadows and, put Hell back on the playing field as a legit threat, because they're kind of a joke right now.
Because it hasn't been for a while.
Beth is saying, why are we going over all the old ground here? What about something new?
Such as?
Well, this is new ground. I mean, a new ruler, a new character.
Yeah,
what
do we think Sam and Dean are going to be doing coming up?
Well, in the beginning, they're going to be playing daddies essentially to Jack, the Nephilim.
Yeah.
Because he's stranded.
Yes, we know that.
Yeah, he's been stranded. Lucifer is in the other dimension with Mary. Cass, the one he bonded with, is in angel purgatory.
Come on, we need to get.
Don't even get me started on that. Or we will be here for 2 hours.
Yep.
So he's there, and so he's kind of latched on. He's imprinted essentially on Sam and Dean, and Dean really doesn't want anything to do with them. But Sam is like, no, like we did this. No, we didn't. But he's it's our responsibility.
Are you saying that Sam and Dean have a conflict of ideology?
But Dean's going to go along with it because, he needs a purpose. And right now this is his purpose, because otherwise he's going to be spiraling. He's lost Cass. He's lost Mary.
Romance.
And the bromance, romance, whatever. The fun fact for the Supernatural fandom, the character that's playing Jack has been deemed the love child in looks of Cass and Dean, or Jensen and Misha. And it is actually kind of scary accurate how true that is.
That sounds like a very handsome man.
He is actually a very, very good looking young man. Much better than the season 12 left him off at. Right. They've released the first 13 titles, which have been analyzed to death. I'm not even going to go into those because Lord have mercy, they're just titles, people.
Mess making some comments here in the chat channel. I'm going to ask for a little bit of clarification, Mess. Are you talking about that the new King of Hell is going to be somebody we've never seen before? Because I really, really like Super's idea about Ketch coming back and taking over.
I
Okay.
love that idea.
And Beth is saying when she was asking about let's do something new, she said, "Well, if I could imagine something new, I'd be an official screenwriter for Supernatural." I think she was talking more about the whole rulership of hell thing. Like,
Gotcha.
let's maybe not care about that anymore. If they want to have a new villain, that's fine. Let's not watch the mechanics of hell anymore.
Yes. Don't make it a huge super plot point. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't need to go back into hell and watch whoever is on the throne bickering with the underlings of the demons.
There were a lot of scenes of minor officiant demons coming up and giving Crowley stats, and I just didn't care.
But you just said you wanted somebody to jump into the nuts and bolts.
Well, I would like to. So there's a couple of different ways to go. I would love to see somebody use the machinery for truly fun evil, but also if they're not going to do that, then I don't care about the nuts and bolts.
I get you. I get what you're saying. So if it's someone that's okay, I get what you're saying.
Do it
That's
well
fair.
or don't do it.
Yeah.
I got you. That makes sense. But
yeah,
Ketch would be amazing even if he isn't the king of hell. If they make him the enforcer of hell, you know what I mean? That would be cool too, because he is a relatively new demon.
What color eyes do you think he would have?
Yellow.
Ketch.
Yeah.
Ketch.
Yeah.
Catch with it. Yeah.
I think if not that, he would have white, which was the second most powerful.
Which was what's her name?
Alistair, Lilith.
Lilith. That's
yeah.
I was thinking of.
Because they had the white eyes and they were just under yellow eyes.
Yeah.
Yellow were the knights, right?
Yellow were the princes.
The princes.
The princes.
Yeah.
Abaddon actually had black eyes, but she was much more powerful.
A knight.
Yeah, she was a knight. I think he would be on that level.
I kind of missed that. I kind of missed that actress. She was fun to watch.
She was.
So what else do we got? What's left with the CW lineup here?
I think for shows that we personally watch here at Malice, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think
because we don't really watch Jane the Virgin, as entertaining as that show is. Then Mess.
I do. It's kind of a fun little telenovela.
Mesty with his crazy ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But he's not here, so we're not talking about it.
Yep. That'll teach you to have a bad day at work.
But man, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of good potential for this season of all the shows, and I hope they do it some justice, man.
Absolutely.
Do it justice.
And we will be doing TV talks coming up on maybe not all of them, but a sizable portion.
Doing the Flash. We're doing the Flash.
We're absolutely doing the Flash. Super and I will absolutely be on a Supernatural. Absolutely.
Beacon will be leading the Arrowcast.
Of course.
We're kind of up in the air on that one. We're up in the air on that one.
Okay.
Beacon really wants to do it, but he doesn't know if we're going to be able to do it every week. So
let's put it this way: anytime John Barrowman is on anything, Beacon will be here.
Well, this is true. I mean,
so will Nancy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
shout out.
We could be doing a Charmin commercial, and
Beacon will be there, and he will buy all the Charmin toilet paper that Idaho has.
Yeah, I mean, he could be sitting there.
Love you, Beacon.
I don't know.
Silky
water bottles. I don't know. Beacon would be putting that thing on repeat. He loves that guy. I mean, he's a great actor. He truly is a great actor. But.
Absolutely. Anyway. Well, what were we anticipating in this one? Half an hour? Yeah, we've done good.
But you know what though? There are a lot of shows to cover, a lot of theories, a lot of good stuff. But anyways, so join us tomorrow night. We will be again doing Preacher as our regularly scheduled program.
On our one
fingers crossed, no more craziness happens with work or illnesses, and we'll be able to get the whole cast here. And otherwise, I guess
mug. I can go back to pushing.
Oh, you're gonna go back to just being a microphone with a cape on it.
Yeah, and then just occasionally you might hear him come in if we start screwing around too much. He'll come in like the voice of God and get us back on track. But
I almost did the voice of God from Preacher right there.
I know, right?
Shove it up here.
Oh God! Talk about where to follow.
Save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, talk about where to follow. So where can we follow all you lovely people?
Personally, I am at IC Zorro on Twitter and Instagram. I mostly post pictures of wine stuff because that's my job and my passion.
Awesome.
And then you got me, Jack _ Malice, but nobody ever really follows me. They actually follow Malice at Malice Corp, the site, and at MaliceCast, all of our podcasts, Twitter feeds. Nobody wants to hear from me. They want to hear from you guys.
Oh, we want to hear from you. Don't outlaw yourself. Come on.
No. They want to hear from you guys. I'm just the tech nerd in the back.
Well, we're glad you were here.
You're the Flash guru, so we need you for the Flash.
Absolutely.
The rest of us would be like, Rebirth, yay! And then I hear him crying from San Diego.
Well, it sounded like you said Freebird. Yay.
Yay! That could be a yay too. But that one would go for 16 and a half minutes because that song never ends.
Freebird!
And you can follow me on Twitter at SuperHoovianNet. Like I said, it's all the latest supernatural news, theories, and craziness happening.
Thanks for hosting, lady.
Yeah. And then a quick reminder too, just for anyone that has been following on Twitter this week, I've been posting a lot of places where people can go and donate. For anyone that wants to donate to the Red Cross or some of the supernatural charities for people that are in the path of the hurricane. So go. I have about 15 links posted for different places if you're not comfortable with the Red Cross, but you want to make a donation to any of that and help out for people that are struggling out in Texas right now.
Absolutely.
And other than that, we will see you guys tomorrow night for Preach on Preacher. And you guys have a lovely evening. And what's it Mess like to say? Stay nerdy out there. No, Beacon. Stay nerdy out there.
Good night.